Continues for 9 families displaced after a fire gutted their northwest side apartment building. The fire happened on USAA Boulevard near Huebner Road. No one was seriously injured, but one man tells the night team's Zaria Oates that he's still looking for something incredibly important to his family.
A fire ripped through Building 14 of this apartment complex on Friday afternoon. The complex is called Avistar on the Boulevard. Thankfully, everyone made it out alive, but there is still a long road ahead for people like Jose Carreno.
When I saw the fire truck, I stepped outside, and then the officer told me there's fire, get out. First thing I did, grab my dog, and that's it.
Jose grabbed his dog, but when he tried to get the family cat, she ran. Then firefighters said everyone had to leave the building immediately because the fire was spreading.
My little black cat, I had it for 5 years.
This is Marlo. She's a black cat, and Jose thinks she made it out of the fire, but after hours of walking around the property Friday night and Saturday afternoon, he still hasn't found her. On top of that, the roof of this apartment building collapsed on his son's room. Thankfully, they all got out just before the roof caved in.
In his room, everything just came down, so he couldn't get anything.
His son's belongings ruined, along with paperwork, documents, and crucial appliances.
Social security cards, birth certificates, wedding license, like real important documents. Washer, dryer, TVs, PlayStation 5s. Sofa, dining room set.
So many items lost, but a community built from the damage. Jose told me so many of his neighbors have already stepped in to help.
He helped me move all my stuff out. And then the neighbors over here bought us pizza, like food, drinks.
Jose says he's hopeful that his renter's insurance will take care of most things. He also told me that the apartment complex has already found him a new unit and they hope to move him in by Monday. Right now, his main goal is finding his cat. Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
13 people have died and 9 people are still missing in Louisville, Kentucky after a UPS cargo plane crashed on takeoff Tuesday evening. That is video from that deadly crash. The jet had been serviced in San Antonio for 6 weeks earlier this fall at ST Engineering. That company's former chief inspector spoke to our Dylan Collier, who now joins us live.
KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
So our members don't have confidence in the chief.
3 former SAPD officers spent 21 days on trial. Next, why the police union wants the chief out after they were acquitted. Plus, a break-in 13 hours ago led to a man in the hospital this morning. How police tell us it escalated into a stabbing. And many are still looking for resources 2 days after the government shutdown has ended. Next on GMSA at 8, how the San Antonio Food Bank is helping the South Side.
It is a humid start to our weekend. You may even run into a little bit of mist this morning, but more substantial rain chances next week. I'll have the details and get you through your weekend coming up.
Good morning. It is 8 a.m. on your Saturday, November 15th. Thank you so much for waking up with us. We got a big Saturday here on ABC, which we're back on YouTube TV.
They came to a deal.
Welcome back. If you're streaming, know that we're back here. Also, just keep it on ABC all day because we got 3 big college football games.
A lot of football going on today. I'm excited to watch it. And you know what? You may be thinking, wow, it looks like rain out there. Hold your horses. There's just a little bit of mist out there right now.
Hold your horses.
The more substantial rain chance comes later in the week. That being said, it is very muggy outside. It's nearly 70 degrees already in San Antonio, starting off fairly warm for November standards. 68 in New Braunfels. Bernie, good morning. You're at 64 and 66. Good visibility in those areas right now, but there are some areas of very patchy fog and, as I mentioned, mist out there. Otherwise, a very mild start to our day. In fact, our average high temperature this time of year is in the low 70s, and we're just a couple of degrees off of that right now. Now, looking ahead to the day, we're going to see some sun in the afternoon. It'll be 82. Tomorrow, very similar weather, just a couple of degrees warmer. So starting off with patchy morning fog and mist tomorrow for your Sunday, 84 for the high. And then our focus is really on the storm chance next week. Wednesday night and Thursday, strong to severe storms are possible. I'll tell you what we know so far about that rain chance coming up in just a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. And just 1 week after 3 officers were acquitted in the Melissa Bettis case, the police union wants SAPT Chief William McManus gone. The San Antonio Police Officers Association is gauging how many of its voting members would be interested in a vote of no confidence. This is against the chief. So president of the union, Danny Diaz, says he thinks they absolutely have enough support after what he calls a rush to arrest the officers involved in the Melissa Bettis case.
The biggest problem is that these officers were not given due process, being arrested right away. Normally it goes through our internal affairs unit. Then it goes through the Civilian Advisory Action Board, the chief, and then arbitration. And they went directly to arresting them within 16 hours. That wasn't the right decision to do. So our members don't have confidence in the chief.
So San Antonio Police Chief William McManus sent KSAT this statement on your screen there that reads in part, quote, "The steps taken in this case were not influenced by political pressure or external pressure of any kind. And I will continue to work with the San Antonio Police Officers Association as I have over the years to address our differences," end quote. And 2 people are behind bars this morning, and 1 is in the hospital after a wild attempted apartment break-in that led to a stabbing. So according to San Antonio police, 4 men tried to break into an apartment on El Paso Street near South Brazos around 7 o'clock last night. The renter of the apartment tried to chase them out. That's when one of the men hit him in the head with a hammer. So in response, the renter stabbed that man twice. Officers say the man who was stabbed was taken to the hospital. The renter and 1 other man have been detained, and 2 other suspects are still on the run. Well, 71-year-old Rita Cordova said earlier this month she got that notice from the city of San Antonio, and that after someone dumped more than 50 trucks in the alley behind her home. Cordova says she called the code enforcement officer and then found out that since the tires were behind her house, it was her responsibility to get rid of them.
I called 311 too, and they said basically the same thing.
Even if it's illegal dumping.
Yeah.
It's your problem.
Because it's in the alley behind the house. That's what they told him.
So you didn't put it there, but you got to get it out, is the message, huh?
I couldn't even put one there.
So we called the city. Then things started to move. A spokeswoman with the Department over Code Enforcement confirmed they would work to get the tires without a cost to Cordova. And by mid-afternoon, they were gone. Well, this morning, families are still recovering from food scarcity after that government shutdown. But on the south side of town, the San Antonio Food Bank is still helping neighbors with food distribution right now. And that's where we find our Devin Karp live from Pierce Elementary. So, Devin, what have you learned this morning?
Yeah, Sarah, well, funny enough, this is just some of the volunteers that have stepped up to really make everything happen this morning. This happens about once a month over here, over on the south side. I'm here with Southside Superintendent Rolando Ramirez. Good morning, sir. How's it going?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Good, doing good. Okay, so y'all got a lot of volunteers and a lot of food ready to give out this morning, right?
Yes, sir. Every month here at Southside, we do a food distribution in collaboration with the San Antonio Food Bank. We have our departments, campuses taking turns along with the University of Incarnate Word assisting us with our great parents and students, always helping out.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I was going to ask, tell me about some of the college students that are here too, coming in on their own time to volunteer. You know, I mean, Incarnate Word is kind of far away from over here, but they're still showing up.
Incarnate Word is amazing. They have partnered up with the school district, assisted us with different programs, including the food distribution. So they come and they serve as mentors for our students and for our aspiring students that want to go into the medical field. So all these kids from UIW that you see are future doctors that are here to help out our community, our students, and they serve as mentors for our kids.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, I want you guys to get a look at some of the bags and stuff that are coming out here. So tell me, what is going to be in the food that people are going to be getting as they come through today?
So they have a lot of fruits, vegetables, you have waters, you have juices, everything that right now families are having a hard time going to the grocery stores and purchasing. So all this is being provided once a month here at Southside.
And you don't have to register ahead of time. You can just show up this morning, right?
You can show up and you can do the registration. As you can see over here, I mean, we have usually on a monthly basis from anywhere from 300 to 400 families.
Wow, fantastic. How does it feel to see that need really filled in the community, people coming through and depending on all these volunteers?
No, that is unfortunately here in this area, it's a food desert. We're hoping that one day an H-E-B or a grocery store can make their way over here. But with this type of assistance and collaboration with the San Antonio Food Bank, UIW, everybody coming together to help out the community, it helps.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Superintendent.
Yes,
I appreciate your time this morning.
You.
All right, so this food distribution is going to be going on until 10 a.m. Again, feel free. You guys are welcome to come register here. They'll be able to take good care of you, and there's a lot of volunteers waiting to help you out. For now, I'll send it back to you guys. Stephen Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you. All right, Trump officials are facing scrutiny over a deportation case. So Friday, a judge said they ignored a court order to stop deporting alleged Venezuelan gang members, but a court recently dropped the charges of contempt against them. The migrants were held for months in El Salvador before a prisoner swap this summer. The judge called the officials' actions a willful disregard of the court, but the appeals court let that go. This investigation is still ongoing. And starting today, airlines can run 97% of their flights at these airports. That's better than the 94% that they were allowed earlier this week. This change comes as more air traffic controllers have returned to work since the government shutdown ended. In fact, only 3 airports had staffing issues on Friday. That's good news. The FAA says they'll keep an eye on things through the weekend and decide when everything can go back to normal. It's 8:08 and 69 degrees. If you're planning to hit the roads this weekend, we have a couple of big updates for those on the northwest side, what slowdowns and new additions you can expect. Plus, there's a way for you to help families in need during Christmas, how you can get involved starting today.
Alrighty, a humid start to a warm weekend for us. In fact, temperatures are going to be running some 10 to 15 degrees above average across the state of Texas. Latest on that and our storm chance next week coming up.
We're 41 days from Christmas, but the holiday spirit is alive. And well, the Salvation Army, the annual Angel Tree Adoptions Program, kicked off yesterday. It's a program that gives people a chance to shop for families in need this Christmas. Love this program. There are 6,000 kids with wish lists this year that you can help with.
It is important right now for us to partner with families in need, so that we can bring joy to the family. So on Christmas morning, they can wake up, the children can wake up to a new toy under the tree.
So if you want to get involved, you can visit San Antonio malls or Walmart's and Sam's Club. Now through December 12th, you'll be able to pull a list from the Christmas tree and shop for that family. And for those who want to shop online, you can visit Salvation Army's website to get online registries. All right, good news and bad news for drivers on the northwest side. 2 new flyover ramps are finally set to open next week, but before that can happen, we'll see more road closures. RJ Marquez helps us plan ahead.
That's right. There's going to be a lot of construction activity taking place across many parts of San Antonio. So let's start right here on the far northwest side of town. We have construction taking place starting at 9 o'clock on Friday and basically running throughout the entire weekend to Monday 5 a.m. So what you need to know is that the eastbound lanes of I-10 are generally going to be closed, at least 2 of those lanes throughout the entire weekend as they continue to work on some of those flyovers, which are scheduled to open early Monday morning. So basically this is going to be our biggest delay. I-10 East, again, 2 right lanes as you make your way through the 1604 I-10 expansion and that one interchange right there. But once they open up those flyovers, this is going to be the route. I-10 East right there, La Cantera, that's going to take you to both directions of 1604. You're going to be able to exit at Lock Hill Selma Road and also exit on the opposite side right there at La Cantera Parkway. So it's a mix of good and some bad news for our folks on the northwest side of town. Big news is that they are opening up those brand new flyovers. Okay, this kind of came in late on Friday morning, but TxDOT announced that they they are closing a part of the 37 410 interchange. This is going to be on the southeast side of town as they do some of the bridge work that is continuing right there again on the southeast side. So starting again, this is going to be late Friday night into early Monday morning, 9 o'clock Friday, 5 a.m. Monday. We're going to have 37 North closed at Loop 410 in southeast Bexar County, and the westbound lanes of Loop 410 will also be closed. Again, this is a brand new closure that was announced early Friday morning. So stay safe on the roads. We're going to have a lot more information on KSAT.com.
The TV provider YouTube TV and our affiliate network ABC, well, they've finally reached a deal after 2 weeks of negotiations. So for YouTube TV subscribers, that means KSAT 12, ABC, and ESPN. They're available already. So if you're watching us on YouTube TV, congratulations. You're here again. Welcome back. Disney did not provide an exact timeline. Again, but we have been restored. So you're going to be able to watch those college football games on YouTube TV here on ABC. And look at your screen because we have 3 big games on KSAT this today. We have Notre Dame and Pittsburgh, and we have Oklahoma, Alabama, Texas, and Georgia at 11 a.m., 2:30, and 6:30. So just keep it here on KSAT all day long because this is the big college football station today.
It is. Looking forward to those games. Here's the thing. You're going to maybe want to stay inside this morning because it's a little damp and just kind of icky out there. And it's damp from mist and fog, not really from actual rain that we need. You know, it's just kind of dewy out there right now. And temperatures are near 70 degrees in San Antonio. It's 68 in New Braunfels, 67 in Kerrville, 64 in Del Rio, 59 in Carrizo Springs, and 65 in Gonzales. You can see that we've got a shield of cloud cover overhead right now, acting as a blanket. That's why we're warmer to start our day because we've had the blanket of those clouds in the overnight hours. We are still seeing some areas with limited visibility because of patchy fog or patchy mist, particularly in Lakey. Visibility down to about 4 miles there. Visibility elsewhere has been as low as a quarter of a mile, like down near Devine. But things are starting to improve slowly but surely for us. And as we look at the future cast, I think these clouds are going to be a bit more stubborn than they were yesterday. Yesterday, the clouds cleared at around 10 o'clock in the morning. Today, I think they'll clear closer to around noon, but we will see plenty of sunshine in the afternoon. So looking at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, cloudy the next couple of hours. By noon, we'll start to see skies clear. In the afternoon, it's going to be 82 degrees and mostly sunny. That 82 is about 10 degrees above average. And then this evening, the weather will be lovely. It'll be not necessarily cool, but cooler than in the 80s. We'll be in the 70s, very pleasant after sunset. Temperatures very nice. You won't want the jacket this evening. Again, as I mentioned, it is going to be a warm one. Here's some neighborhood highs. 85 in Del Rio. It'll be close to 90 degrees down near Laredo. 83 in New Braunfels and Seguin. 82 in Kerrville and 80 in Rock Springs. Again, we're going to be running about 10 degrees above what is average for this time of year. But areas in North Texas are going to be running closer to 20 degrees above average. So it is a warm November day across Texas. And the reason for that is we've got a high pressure system pushing down on the air, keeping temperatures high, preventing showers and storms from developing. Off to the west, it's a different story. California dealing with a major rainstorm today with this low pressure system. This low is going to miss us to the north, but on its heels is going to be another low pressure system. And this one is going to position itself in a place that allows for us to see the chance for some rain starting on Wednesday, but particularly Wednesday night and Thursday morning. That's when storms will likely develop all the way from Laredo up to Oklahoma City through Dallas, Fort Worth, and Waco. There are still a lot of questions with this. We're still about 4 or 5 days away from this. And so the questions we are going to be answering in the coming days are the exact timing of the storms, the severe risks. This is a kind of system that could easily produce hail. So we're going to have to watch that carefully, and we will keep you posted. And we're watching for rainfall amounts. As we get closer to this event on Thursday, Wednesday night into Thursday, we will have these answers for you. Coming up, though, in the next half hour, I can provide you with a look at the latest estimate for rainfall potential. So I'll have that in the next half hour. Until then, again, we are going to be warm. Temperatures are going to climb into the 80s every single day. When that system moves through on Thursday, our highs will fall back into the 70s for Friday and potentially for Saturday as well. More news for you after the break.
Well, this Thanksgiving, San Antonio's Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner, a longtime holiday tradition, is gearing up to serve a record crowd, 29,000 meals this year. That's up from 25,000 last year, and that's thanks to an increased need of economic challenges. This event is a heartwarming example of community care and holiday spirit in action, and they could use your help. So KSAT Community is hosting a live phone bank on Monday, November 17th. That's when you can call in and make a donation to support this important mission. If you want to help, just make sure no one goes hungry this holiday season. This is a great way to give back. We've got more information on ksatcommunity.com. It's 8:26, 69 degrees. Coming up, Trump calls for an investigation into high-profile Democrats named in the Epstein files. We'll break that down next. Plus, a man who ran from police early Friday morning was found dead in Elmendorf Lake. How police say he drowned. Good morning. It's 8:30 on your Saturday. It is November 15th, halfway through November. We're in the thick of college football, and we got 3 big games here at 11, 2:30, and 6:30 on KSAT. And to our YouTube TV viewers, welcome back.
Welcome back. And I am actually setting up my Christmas decorations today, Sarah.
A good day for that?
Yeah, it's a good day for it. We're not going to see any rain. That's going to interrupt if you're going to set up outside, but it is kind of muggy and a little damp in places, but because of dew, not because of the rain. The temperatures are right next to the dew point. Dew has formed, even some patchy mist in some areas as well. That patchy mist has allowed for visibility to be less than perfect. Perfect visibility is 10 miles or more. And you can see there's several locations that are dealing with some areas of patchy fog and mist. We are going to see some afternoon clearing. By noon, it'll be 76, 82 for the high temperature today. Tomorrow, very similar weather, starting off with morning fog and mist, 67 degrees. By the afternoon, it'll be mostly sunny, a couple degrees warmer, 84. So a warm weekend. We're about 10 degrees above average this weekend. And then our next system is going to be moving through around Thursday-ish, mainly in the morning. Some storms are possible, some strong storms that we'll talk about. And we're going to take a look about rainfall, because rain is looking a little bit more promising. I'll tell you how much rain we could see coming up in a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. A man who ran away from police was found dead in Elmendorf Lake. So San Antonio officers tried to stop him from riding his bike on the sidewalk around 3 o'clock Friday morning, but he ran. They lost him, and for a while he was spotted struggling in the water at the lake. So crews rushed in to try to save him, but unfortunately they were unable to. Well, KSAT confirmed that 5 more families have joined a lawsuit against Camp Mystic, where 27 campers and counselors died in the July 4th floods. And through attorneys, we confirmed that the families are part of the Ellen Gettens lawsuit. We reported earlier this week on the Gettens, whose daughter Ellen was also killed in those deadly floods. Their lawsuit, like several others, claims that Camp Mystic ignored flood warnings and failed to evacuate campers and counselors. By KSAT's count, at least 19 families are part of 4 lawsuits against the camp. We have that full statement that the Camp Mystic sent us in response to these lawsuits. You can find it on KSAT.com. Well, this morning, the fallout continues to grow from the newly released Jeffrey Epstein emails. The records include multiple references to President Trump, but the president is now demanding investigations into several high-profile Democrats. Here's ABC's Johnny Fernandez.
President Donald Trump, whose name appears multiple times in the newly released Epstein emails, is now calling on his administration to investigate several high-profile Democrats mentioned in the files as the House moves closer to forcing even more records to be released. Attorney General Pam Bondi says she's following the president's directive, confirming she has asked the U.S. Attorney of the Southern District of New York to take the lead. That office prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell and indicted Jeffrey Epstein before his death by suicide. On social media Friday, Trump calling it a hoax, writing that he will ask the Attorney General, the DOJ, and FBI to investigate, quote, Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, and Reid Hoffman. those names and others appear in the files.
But I am considered the chief law enforcement agent in the country, and I'm allowed to do it.
Clinton traveled on Epstein's plane on multiple occasions after his presidency, but says he was unaware of Epstein's crimes and never visited Epstein's private island. The former president has not been accused of any wrongdoing. In one 2011 email, Epstein writing, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. A named victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned." The president has denied any allegations of wrongdoing. Next week, dozens of House Republicans are expected to break with the president and vote to demand the release of the FBI's full Epstein files. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.
Well, the National Park Service is on the hunt for new law enforcement officers across the country. They want to hire up to 500 officers to keep our parks and visitors safe. So this includes 300 park police officers in cities like Washington, D.C., New York, and San Francisco. Plus, they're looking for 200 experienced law enforcement rangers to work in national parks all over the U.S. Okay, so families on the south side of town are getting help this morning, 2 days after the government shutdown ended. The San Antonio Food Bank is still helping neighbors with food distributions right now. Our Devin Karp is at Pierce Elementary with people who are helping make that difference.
This morning, there's no shortage of volunteers over here on the south side doing their best to put together these food bags for families across the Southside ISD area. I'm over here with Superintendent Rolando Ramirez. Good morning, sir. How's it going?
Doing well. Yourself?
Hey, doing well. So tell me, what do we have going on here this morning?
So we have our monthly food distribution here, trying to help out the community. We partnered up with the University of Incarnate Word. We have their medical students here assisting along with our students. We have our different departments that on a monthly basis we take turns assisting. And as you can see, all the kids and parents also helping out.
Yeah, what's it like to see all these, people from different walks of life still coming together and doing their best to make ends meet for families?
It's amazing because with all the issues, we have people who have worked last night. We had a football game last night. We have the high school kids here after coming home at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and they're here. So it's awesome to see that type of initiative and willingness to be here and assist the community.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What's in some of these bags that students and anybody coming through are going to get?
So you have a lot of fruits, vegetables, orange juice, water, paper plates, pretty much anything that you can find in the grocery stores and that people are having a hard time right now trying to buy all these things, and they're being provided here at Southside.
Fantastic. Talk to me about the need in this community, because I understand y'all do this once a month with the San Antonio Food Bank. What's it like coming month after month to help out neighbors?
We come every single month, and we could do it twice a month, 3 times a month. We would do it. We do it once a month because that's the agreement with the San Antonio Food Bank. Unfortunately, in this area, it is a food desert. We don't have a grocery store that's nearby other than a Dollar General. It's 7 miles away, so we're crossing our fingers that one day H-E-B or another grocery store can make their way over. But we would do our part and try to help out our community. We're here to serve, and it's and showing the kids that sometimes it's about helping others. And right here, as you can see, they take part in these monthly distributions.
Fantastic. And this is something that anyone can show up to this morning, right?
Yes, we invite the community, anybody who wants to come and help, anybody who's interested in just lending a hand, it's right here at Southside.
Fantastic. Well, Superintendent, thank you so much for your time this morning. I appreciate it. You guys are free to show up here until 10 a.m. There was plenty of room over there in the parking lot for cars to come on through. There's a lot of volunteers who are going to be working throughout the morning to help you out, so there's help over here on the south side. For now, I'll send it back to you guys. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
And thank you to those UIW SAW medical volunteers as well. All right, San Antonio ISD campus is celebrating Texas Recycles Day, and they had a whole lot of fun while cleaning up. The challenge was for each of the 30 schools participating to collect as many recycled goods as possible. In total, SAISD collected 1.4 million pounds of recycled material, so each campus received grants for being part of the program. All of this was unveiled at a ribbon cutting at Herf Elementary, where students just got a new playscape built from recycled materials.
For us, it's really important for this campus to know that the greater community cares about them and that we're excited to see them also care about their community.
So as part of the beautification effort at the campus, Part of that new playground at Herf Elementary School was unveiled, and it's also Texas heat-friendly landscaping. Very cool. 8:38, 69 degrees. The FDA is removing warning labels on many menopause medications, offering new hope for women. What this means and why doctors say talking to your physician is key. Plus, a rare case of bird flu in a human reported in Washington state. So we're going to tell you what health officials are doing to keep others safe.
Alrighty, we are seeing some areas of mist out there this morning, and in some places the skies are already starting to clear. Coming up though, a look ahead to next week's storm chance. I'll have the latest in just a bit.
Well, it's the first human case in the U.S. in 9 months. Washington state officials said Friday that someone there had been hospitalized with bird flu. So that patient has a strain of the virus that's never been seen in humans before, and no one knows how they caught it. Health officials are reaching out to people who may have been around the man to watch for symptoms. And men, at your next doctor's visit, ask about your risk for prostate cancer. Rates are rising, especially in later stages, but deaths are actually dropping. Experts say to start talking to your doctor at 50 or earlier if you're African American or have family history. While there's no clear way to prevent it, staying active and eating well may help. The good news, when caught early, most men survive. Well, this week, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration announced that after 20 years of righting a medical wrong in a pivotal move, agency officials said they are now taking steps to remove the black box warning on many hormone treatments for women with menopause symptoms. Maribel Gonzalez asked the experts of how this could change the way we treat women's health.
The FDA is standing with science and standing with women.
In 2002, an outside panel of experts halted a large government-funded study called the Women's Health Initiative, citing concerns that the risks of taking a combination of estrogen and progesterone, such as a higher likelihood of certain cancers, outweighed the potential benefits to study participants. This prompted the FDA to order a black box warning on estrogen-containing therapies in 2003.
Black box warnings on HRT products discourage doctors from prescribing and patients from inquiring about these products. Those fears shape decades of medical guidance, family decisions, and FDA policy.
More than 2 decades later, the FDA is removing warning labels on many medications that could help women mitigate menopause symptoms.
Women have endured sleepless nights, derailed careers, painful sex, broken bones, and a loss of well-being, all because the science was misread.
Medical groups, including the American College of Obstetricians, have pushed for the removal of the warning label.
There's no doubt that women will feel better from hot flashes, from night sweats, from sleep disturbances.
But experts caution that not all hormone therapy carries the same risks.
It's really important that patients have a conversation with their physician about their specific risks. This does not open up, the can, so everyone should go out and run and get a hormone replacement therapy prescription.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Well, Sarah, we walked outside. It was misting.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to put Christmas decorations up, maybe not this morning, because if you don't want to be slipping and sliding on the ladder.
That's a good point. I think it's also, going to be very warm this afternoon. We're going to be in the 80s, so pick your poison, right? So again, Christmas decorations going up, go for it. No major rain expected this weekend, but rain chances pick up next week. Let's go ahead and take a look at this weekend's forecast. We've got some areas of mist out there right now and fog, 82 for the high. Very similar weather tomorrow. We'll call it a ditto day. Sunday's going to look at Saturday and say ditto. 84 for the high tomorrow with some patchy morning fog and mist. A very quiet weekend for us. And so I want us to focus for a moment here on the storm chance in the upcoming week. Starting Wednesday night and particularly on Thursday in the morning, some storms are possible, some of which could be strong or severe. And here's the reason for that. A low pressure system in California is going to be moving across the Four Corners region, approaching Texas. By Wednesday, there will be some energy coming in off of this low that will allow for us to see at least some showers and storms on Wednesday. But as that low gets closer, our storm chance increases. Thursday morning is our highest chance for some storms all the way from Laredo up to Oklahoma City and into parts of Kansas, with the heaviest of the rainfall expected near the Dallas-Fort Worth area and even into Oklahoma as well. Now, this system does have the potential to produce some severe weather. So there are things that we still need to answer in the coming days. We're still about 4 or 5 days away from this. And here's what we will be able to answer in the coming days. The exact timing of those storms, any severe risks, hail, gusty winds, flooding, those kinds of things, we'll be able to answer those questions as we get closer to Thursday. And rainfall amounts we'll be able to refine. What we can do as far as rainfall goes is give you an estimate of what could be possible. Rainfall potential over the next 7 days. We could see up to about 4 inches of rain near Dallas, up to about 2 inches of rain, 1 to 2 inches of rain here in San Antonio. As we take a look outside, a few peaks of sunshine through the clouds, but it's generally a cloudy start to our day. As I mentioned, there have been areas of mist and drizzle. It's close to 70 degrees in San Antonio and New Braunfels, Stinson at 70 as well. Bernie and Kerrville still in the 60s. We got southwest winds at about 5 miles per hour. And some areas are waking up to fog. Eagle Pass, you have 1 mile visibility right now. 0 mile visibility in Carrizo Springs. So some areas of fog, but here in San Antonio, generally we're starting to see that fog lift. We've still got clouds. We'll hang on to some clouds until about 10. Then by noon, things will really start to clear for us. And in the afternoon, we'll hit a high temperature of 82 degrees. This evening is going to be lovely. We're going to see temperatures in the 70s after sunset. You're not going to need the jacket by any means. A really great Saturday night if you have any outdoor plans out there. And we won't be dealing with the misty and mugginess that we're dealing with right now. It'll be 80 in Lost Maples where the trees are changing. 84 in Canyon Lake, 85 in Uvalde, 82 in Seguin, 83 in Floresville, 84 in Pleasanton. As I mentioned, the next couple of days are going to be pretty hot. Our average high this time of year is 72. By Tuesday, we're going to be about 13 degrees hotter than that. Tuesday is going to be our really warm day. In parts of North Texas, they could be about 20 degrees above average. So very warm weather for a few days, and then that system moves through, as I mentioned, Wednesday night and Thursday, bringing the risk for some strong to severe storms, but also allowing for temperatures to fall. By Friday morning, we'll be waking up in the 50s with afternoon in the 70s. It'll be a lovely day on Friday. Saturday looks lovely as well. Hey, coming up in the next half hour, we just got the pollen count in. I'll have that for you in about 8 minutes.
Thanks, Sarah. All right, it's 8:52 and 69 degrees. Let's take a look outside with TransGuide. I know we've been having some issues. Can we see if we can get up the camera on 35 northbound downtown area? There are 2 lanes blocked. They're causing a big backup. So if that is in your commute, there it is, 35 at Flores. If this is in your commute this morning, just plan about 15 and maybe 20 minutes. Sarah Spivey said it took her about 15 minutes to get through it this morning. We're going to keep an eye on that, see if it continues to build or clears. We'll be right back.
You hand roll each one of those, and you have a little bit of is it a ground beef, or is that going on the inside?
We have ground beef on display, but you can get beef, chicken, or just cheese.
Oh, okay, so you can kind of mix it up. And then you get that sauce that's put on top, also made in-house, loaded up with cheese, a big heaping portion right here, beans in the middle. You got the rice on the side. How long does it take to prepare the carne guisada?
Give or take about 5 hours.
This plate looks incredible. I got to dive in. They're delicious, packed full of flavor, loaded with cheese, and then you get it right here with some of the guisada. That's a great plate. I could wreck that whole plate. Let's dive into the fajitas, because you have a little bit here. I see some shrimp on here too. All right, cheers. Cool. That's hot.
Well, District 5 Councilmember Terry Castillo is calling on San Antonians to help families facing food insecurity. So she's teaming up with Impacto Comunitario for a food drive today from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Donations of rice, beans, pasta, tomato sauce, canned goods, cooking oil, flour, and pet food are needed to support those impacted by the federal shutdowns and SNAP cuts. It is 8:56 and 69 degrees. Hey, millennials, Vine is back, remember that? But it has a twist. A new Divine app brings back thousands of classic clips and bands, AI-generated videos. How you can join the fun. Gorillas, they're returning to the San Antonio Zoo for the first time in 30 years. Still ahead, we'll tell you when the new Congo Falls habitat is opening.